mentioned, that you do a lot of the legwork or workup. And one thing I've really enjoyed when I'm working on your deals is looking at the workup you do. So could you cover that a little? Because it's hugely beneficial for me to see, what the assets of the business are, and even you do cover like some of even the downside.
Mm-hmm.
You do an honest assessment of what really would be in it for a willing buyer, and I don't see that often with brokers or anyone else. Like, I'm left guessing at what the value is of the transaction, and it's super important for on my M&A side that I understand that. So could you cover like why it's so thorough and how you do it? Because I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, I do spend a lot of time in the prep work and understanding the seller and understanding their business, because my goal at the end of the day is to put together materials that you as a buyer, you reviewing them, you're able to do so without me and really get to a good understanding of, one, what the business is, its pros and cons, and then two, more importantly, is this something you want to pursue? Because I know buyers' times is valuable. I've acquired a number of businesses on my end, so I understand what it takes and what you need to dive into, what you need to look at as a buyer. And so I want to protect buyers' time and interest, and be in the case of, hey, you can review the materials and know this is something I want to pursue, then great. Like, let's connect, let's chat, let's move forward. And so I find that it really helps streamline the process, because I'm reaching out to tens of thousands of buyers usually for a business, and my goal is to find the core group of buyers that really make the most sense for my seller. And so the materials end up being 30, 40, 50 pages long, so there's a ton of information, and it's like encyclopedia of or a Harvard MBA case study on the business itself. But in my opinion, it's really helpful for everyone to really understand like what you need to grasp. Now, will I answer every single question for every buyer in the write-ups that I have? No, like, I can't predict everybody's questions and what they'll want to know, but usually I'm able to handle like 95% plus, which is usually good enough to give a go, no go almost decision from a buyer's perspective. And pretty much every business I list, I usually get a few comments of like, wow, this is like the best package I've ever read. And so that's my goal. Like, I want those comments. I appreciate that feedback. But I see it not only benefit the buyer, which I've only been talking about, but the seller as well, because the seller's time is equally as important, and I don't want them answering the same questions over and over and over and over. And so that way we're really streamlining a lot for the seller as well. And then like when I'm having conversations with buyers, I don't want to be answering their questions over and over and over and over. Right. Ideally, we're getting this kind of in a funnel situation where I'm able to move people along, and that way I'm able to increase the timeline in terms of like how long we're on market, how long it takes us to find the right buyers, how long it takes us to collect multiple offers, how long it takes us to go through the process. Because I've had multiple situations where I've gotten multiple offers on a business like the day of launch, just because of how streamlined that thing is. So I find it very beneficial for everyone in the process. It just requires a lot of upfront work in order to get there.
No, I think,
but there's good reasons for it.
It's funny. I actually get the opposite on my side when they work with you, because it's like they're like, well, no, we've gone through all that. Like, it's all in this report, so I don't need to have any more questions answered. And it's like, well, no, we this is a different set of questions. This is to get the transaction completed, and so we need to look at it in a different lens.